Good morning, Storytime friends. How are you doing today? Today we are going to read about something really cool. We're going to read all about hibernation, and we're going to learn about different animals that hibernate and what that all means. But before we begin today with our reading, we also have a special guest to help us talk about hibernation. But before that, I feel like I need to get my wiggles out today. I feel like I need to move around and I need to get stretched out. Do you feel that way too? Yeah, should we do our song and our dance before we get started? Let's do that. Let's all stand up together and get our wiggles out, okay? So let's go ahead and stand up and let's do this song. Do you remember the song? If you're ready for a story, I bet that one will help us get our wiggles out. Let's do it together, okay? If you're ready for a story, clap your hands. If you're ready for a story, clap your hands. If you're ready for a story, if you're ready for a story, if you're ready for a story, clap your hands. What do we do next? Do we wiggle our nose? No. Do we do jumping jacks? You're right. We stomp our feet. Let's do that next. If you're ready for a story, stomp your feet. If you're ready for a story, stomp your feet. If you're ready for a story, if you're ready for a story, if you're ready for a story, stomp your feet. Next, do you remember what's next? We turn around, that's right. If you're ready for a story, turn around. If you're ready for a story, turn around. If you're ready for a story, if you're ready for a story, if you're ready for a story, turn around. Oh, that feels so much better. I'm getting all my wiggles out. I feel much better. And what's last, friends? If you're ready for a story, take a seat. If you're ready for a story, take a seat. If you're ready for a story, if you're ready for a story, if you're ready for a story, take a seat. All right, nice job, friends. I feel much better. I feel like I can sit down and focus now that all my wiggles are out. How do you feel? Are you ready to learn about hibernation and read some books? Awesome. Well, first, before we read, I want to introduce you to a very special friend of mine. He has said that he could come on and talk to us a little bit about hibernation. Would you like to meet him? All right, here he is. This is my friend Baxter Bear. Hi, Baxter. Hello there. And Baxter has very kindly said he will join us today for story time. Baxter, tell me a little bit about yourself. What kind of animal are you? Well, just like it says in my name, I'm a bear. My name is Baxter Bear. That's right, you are a bear, aren't you, Baxter? And what kind of features does Baxter have? He has little tiny ears, and he has a big mouth. Roar! And he has brown fur, right? But not all bears are brown. Some bears are white, like polar bears. Some bears are black. There's all different colors of bears, but my friend Baxter here is a brown bear. Thank you for joining us today, Baxter. You're welcome. So the reason I ask you here, Baxter, is because today we're reading about hibernation. Oh, hibernation. That's one of my favorite things to do in the winter. Is it? Can you tell us a little bit about hibernation? I don't know very much about it. Of course. So hibernation is when certain animals sleep during the winter. You mean sleep at night? No, no. We sleep all winter. Oh my goodness. That's a lot of sleeping, isn't it? Do you sleep all winter? I don't sleep all winter. Sometimes I wish I could sleep all winter. Why do you do that? Well, you see, where I live, in winter it gets very cold. And so to preserve my energy and all the food I have stored up, my body goes into hibernation. That way, I don't have to burn a lot of energy during the winter. Instead, I stay nice and cozy warm in a cave, and I hibernate and keep my energy levels low until it's warm in the spring. Well, that's very interesting, isn't it? Baxter Bear, are bears the only animals that hibernate? No, there's a lot of different animals, and I bet you'll read about some of them today. I bet you're right. I bet we'll read about some different animals that hibernate. Well, that was so interesting. Thank you for sharing that with us, Baxter Bear. You're welcome. And you're pretty lucky that you got me on today because it's getting close to the time that I need to go hibernate. Well, thank you for joining us, and I'll let you go back into your cave and start hibernating, okay? All right. Say bye to Baxter Bear. Bye, kids. All right. Well, thank you, Baxter Bear, for being our guest today and talking to us about hibernation. Isn't that so interesting that some animals sleep the whole winter? That is so interesting. And I have 2 books today where we will learn more about what Baxter Bear was just talking to us about. Are you ready to read the first one? All right, so the first one is called Dormouse Dreams, and it's written by Karma Wilson, and it's illustrated by Renata Lusky. Look at that little dormouse. Do you see him there? He is all curled up. What do you think this dormouse is doing? He's dreaming. What else? Yeah, he's hibernating. You're right. I think, just like Baxter Bear was talking about, I think dormice are one of the animals that hibernate, just like bears do, right? Let's read further and see what happens. Deep in the woods, in a pine tree house, curled up in a ball, sleeps a little dormouse. With the white snow glows and the bright moon beams, in his dry leaf bed, little dormouse dreams. Oh, he looks so cozy with his little stuffed animal. I see some animals out in the snow, but it looks like they're not hibernating, huh? Outside is a fox with his nose to the breeze. He darts like a streak through the snow-covered trees. He takes no notice of the pine tree house or the funny wee snores from the little dormouse. So, I guess foxes don't hibernate, do they? They're still busy. But there's the little dormouse. You see his little snores? He's busy sleeping away. The night turns to dawn and the fox races on, but still the dormouse dreams. He dreams of a house in a tree round the bend, and there by the house is his best mouse friend. He dreams of the days they can play hide and seek in the tall green grass by the whispering creek. This looks like a different time of year, doesn't it? What year or what season is Dormouse dreaming of? What season? That's right. He's dreaming of springtime. The dormouse sleeps, but the snow piles high. The chickadees chitter and a crow flies by. Look at all those animals that aren't hibernating. They're having fun in the winter, aren't they? So it looks like birds don't hibernate either. What do some birds do? They fly, right? They fly south for where it's warmer. A squirrel hurry-scurries in the tall treetops, and his pine cones drop with a plop, plop, plop. All right, and squirrels don't hibernate either, do they? They're too busy. They're scurrying from treetop to treetop, plopping those pine cones. And a plunk on the house of the little dormouse. But still the dormouse dreams. Nothing's gonna wake that little dormouse up, is it? Even a pine cone plunking right on his door. He dreams of the spring when there's no more snow, when the flowers bloom bright and the warm winds blow, when the geese touch down and the bears wake up. Dormouse is sleeping and hibernating with the bears, right? Do you think that's our friend Baxter Bear? I think it just might be. And the wolves play chase with their wee wolf pups. Oh my goodness, they're having way too much fun. The dormouse slumbers as a dormouse should, while the snow piles up in the deep, dark wood. An owl lifts off for a long, chilly flight. He prowls from the sky. He hoots in the night. So it doesn't look like squirrels hibernate, and it doesn't look like owls hibernate either. The days march by and the snowflakes fly, but still the dormouse dreams. And what's happening here? It looks like Owl is helping the other dormouse walk, right? She has little suitcases. Is she coming to visit someone? He doesn't hear the dribbles of the rain falling down as the icicles drip into puddles on the ground. He doesn't hear the creaking as the ice breaks free. He doesn't hear the chirping of the birds in the trees. So what's happening here? We're starting to have ice melting and ice creaking and breaking apart. That's right, it's getting warmer, right? And spring is coming back around. So things are starting to break and drip because the ice is getting warmer and melting away. Dormouse dreams he is curling up to nap when a woodpecker pecks with a rap tap tap. But wait, there really is a rapping at his door, and the little dormouse isn't dreaming anymore. There's the woodpecker with a rat tap tap. I think he has a visitor. She's here. It's his friend. He welcomes her in, and the dormouse yawns and yawns. He was sleeping for a long time, wasn't he? His friend gives him hugs and a kiss on the cheek. They chatter and they prattle with a squeak, squeak, squeak. They nibble crunchy nuts and share a little talk. Then the two set off together and they take a little walk. Look at everything warming up for spring. What else do you see in this picture? We see the two dormice, right? What else can tell us that it's springtime? That's right, I see birds flying, and I see flowers poking out of the ground too. They skip through the pines on a warm spring night, and they dance in the beams of the soft moonlight. They gather sweet berries, so juicy and delicious. They wander as they ponder. They share their biggest wishes. What a beautiful scene that is. Two friends, tail in tail, pitter-patter down the trail. And still the dormouse dreams. Now he can dream together with his friend. And animals still sleep at night even during the spring and other seasons, right? So they still can dream together even though they're not hibernating. Did you like that book? I liked that book a lot. It was so beautiful, wasn't it? The cute little dormice. Well, that was wonderful. So we learned that dormice hibernate too, right? And let's see, there were other ones that hibernated. There were bears that were hibernating, but there were lots of things that weren't hibernating. Can you think of one animal in that book that wasn't hibernating? That's right. There was a fox. There were birds. There were squirrels. Lots of animals, huh? All right, well, I bet my friend Baxter Bear would really like this one. Hopefully he's still awake so he can hear this one. This one is all about bears hibernating, and it's called Good Night, Grizzle Grump, and this is by Aaron Blecka. Look at Grizzle Grump there. He is all ready for bedtime, isn't he? All ready for hibernation. Let's go ahead and read this and see how his hibernation goes, shall we? Deep in the dark forest, where no man has ever set foot, lives a creature quite grouchy, who goes by the name of Grizzle Grump. There he is, Grizzle Grump. You think he's friends with our friend Baxter? He might be friends with Baxter Bear. I don't know. Autumn is here, and it's time for Grizzle Grump to hibernate. So with a polite yawn, Grizzle Grump shuffles off in search of a quiet place to sleep. That is a powerful yawn, isn't it? Oh my goodness. Blowing all the leaves off the trees. After finding the perfect spot in the trees, Grizzle Grump scratches and he sniffs and he teeters and he totters and he wiggles and he wobbles. He flips, he flops. Finally, he snoozes and snores. Ooh, that looks pretty comfy. Nick knock ding knock ding knock ding knock, or tick tock tick tock. What's all that noise? What is that noise? What's happening? Tick tock tick tock tick tock. What sound is that? That's right. Just like in the other one, there's a woodpecker waking Grizzle Grump up, isn't there? Oh no. With a grumble and a mumble, Grizzle Grump lumbers off in search of a quieter place to sleep. Where do you think he's going to find a quiet space to sleep all winter? I don't know either. Let's see. Aha! This stream looks like a peaceful place for a long winter snooze. Oh, that does look nice, doesn't it? Beautiful and quiet. I hope this works out for Grizzle Grump. After finding the perfect spot next to the brook, Grizzle Grump scratches and he sniffs. Then he teeters and he totters. Next he wiggles and wobbles. He flips, he flops. Finally, he snoozes and snores. Oh, he looks much more peaceful there, doesn't he? Think he's going to get to sleep for the whole winter? Whap, 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 whap. What's all that noise? What is all that noise happening? What animals are making that noise? That's right, they're beavers, aren't they? What are they doing? They're making their home. They're making dams with logs and using their tails. Whap, 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 whap. Oh no, poor Grizzle Grump. With a moan and a groan, Grizzle Grump stumbles off in search of a quieter place to sleep. Oh man, where do you think he's gonna find next? Aha! I'm sure to sleep like a log in this dark, gloomy swamp. Wow, that looks like it'd be pretty quiet too, huh? And dark too, nice and peaceful. After finding the perfect spot in the marsh, Grizzle Grump scratches and he sniffs. Then he teeters and he totters. What does he do next? Do you remember? Next he wiggles and wobbles. He flips and flops. Finally, what does he do? Snoozes and snores. Whew. Oh, Grizzle Grump is sure tired now, I bet. Oh no. Or ribbit, ribbit. What's all that noise? What's making all that noise now? Ribbit. That's right. A bunch of frogs are croaking in the marsh, aren't they? Because they live in the swamp. Oh man. With a huff and a puff, Grizzle Grump stomps off in search of a quieter place to sleep. Oh, how do you think Grizzle Grump is feeling right now? I think he's a little frustrated, isn't he? All he wants is a nice place to hibernate, and he keeps getting woken up by different noise. Poor Grizzle Grump. Surely there's somewhere here on this high mountaintop where I can take my long winter nap. Aha! A nice, warm, quiet cave. Tired out and trembling, Grizzle Grump stumbles in. Do you think this cave is going to be where he can sleep peacefully all winter? Let's find out. Ooh, that looks cozy, a very cozy, quiet cave. But there's no scratching, no sniffing, no teetering, no tottering, no wiggling, no wobbling, and definitely no flipping, just a great big flopping. Uh-oh, what's happening here? What is Grizzle Grump being woken up by? Looks like there's a bunch of animals looking at him in the cave, huh? It's time for me to hibernate. Slam! Until spring. Grizzle Grump says, enough of this. Everyone's got to leave me alone so I can get my rest. Finally, Grizzle Grump falls into a deep sleep. His loud snores echo out of the cave and throughout the woods. Oh, what's that sound? Oh, pipe down. Inside voices, shh, zip it, turn it down. We gotta get out of here. Let's go. Who's making the loud noise now? That's right, it's Grizzle Grump because he finally got to sleep. And they all run away from the loud sound. Sweet dreams, Grizzle Grump. There you go. Oh, I'm so glad Grizzle Grump found a comfortable, quiet place to hibernate all winter. Took him a while, didn't it? Where did we go with Grizzle Grump? We went to a swamp. Where else did we go? That's right. He tried to settle down in the trees, by a stream. Oh, and he finally found a quiet place in a cave, right? And that's why, as my friend Baxter Bear would tell you, that's why bears hibernate in caves. So thank you to Disney Hyperion for letting us read this one. And this one, thank you to HarperCollins Publishers. And thank you, my friend, for being here with me today. I hope you had fun and learned all about hibernation with me. And maybe tonight, I'll have to practice a little bit of hibernation too and go to sleep. Thank you. Let's give a big round of applause to our friend Baxter Bear as well for joining us and teaching us all about hibernation. I'll see you next week, and next week we're talking about cats, okay? Meow. So make sure to come back, and I want to hear your best kitty meows next week. All right, have a great week, Storytime friends.